What's going on, everyone? It's Mekel Kasanova, Hawaii's favorite YouTuber, back again with yet another banging video. And welcome to the definitive series. You guys have already been familiar with this because I always like to go in depth on each and every game that I get to review and play. A little patent trademark name I just like to go with. You know, it just makes it stand out versus saying, is it good? Is it this? No, I just say definitive review and I keep it moving. Anyway. So this is going to be a review of SteamWorld Dig 2 for the Nintendo Switch, which is an amazing game by Image Informed Games. If you guys aren't already, you should be familiar with that publisher and this franchise because they're truly phenomenal. I already did the review for SteamWorld Heist, the Ultimate Edition, last year, and I put out the video earlier this month. So if you guys haven't already, check this link right up here, the little tab, you know it should be right here. Just check it right there because that's going to give you the information for that game, that review. It's amazing. You need to play it. Big shout out to Image Informed Games for sending me a review copy of this game as well. And you know what? Let's go ahead and get right into that review because it's pretty phenomenal. Roll the intro music.
Next generation of great. I'm the next generation of great. I'm the next generation of great. The next generation of great.
If you've never heard about the games made by Image Informed before, it is actually very important to know that SteamWorld Dig 2 isn't only the sequel to the first game in the SteamWorld Dig series, but it also takes place in the well-crafted and ever-expanding SteamWorld universe. These games are all set in an alternative reality in which steam-driven robots are the inhabitants of a Wild West-like world, as well as the space world of the turn-based strategy counterpart that is SteamWorld Heist. Now, SteamWorld Dig 2 returns to the moment that succeeds the events of the first Dig game in order to answer any open questions and fill some gaps on the chronology. SteamWorld Dig 2 is the latest from Image Informed, the Swedish masterminds behind the previous SteamWorld titles including Dig, Heist, and the unappreciated SteamWorld Tower Defense game, which was a Nintendo DSiWare title and the series' first entry. It takes place sometime after the end of SteamWorld Dig, as Tumbleton resident and new protagonist Dorothy leaves a deserted town to search for Rusty, who has gone missing following the events of the first game. Things are never quite as simple as they do seem, though, and the search for Rusty throws up plenty of questions before it eventually answers them. It makes for an engrossing story that just never lets up. Armed with a handy pickaxe, a backpack, and a lantern to light the way, Dorothy starts digging downward in search of clues. However, you don't want to just start digging willy-nilly. You should choose each strike of your pickaxe carefully since resources like gems and ore are embedded in the soil, and once you've dug down, you can't really dig up and out due to Dorothy's set of moves. As you travel deeper and deeper, riches won't be the only thing to look out for. Enemies pose an immediate threat, and you can either risk taking them on for rewards or avoid them to preserve your health. Large rocks will fall on you, and if you're not careful, potentially crushing resources. But they can also clear chunks of earth below them, as well as take out some enemies for you too, if you place it and time it perfectly. There are also many different types of rocks to dig through. Some will give way immediately, while others will take multiple hits to destroy. Other stones will only budge once you've upgraded your abilities. Most of the mines and caves you explore in SteamWorld Dig 2 are formed entirely of blocks. They vary in composition, so some may take more hits to be broken, some may ask for a specific approach or tool, and others are completely indestructible. Consequently, the game has quite the unique mindset for exploring. While it has a more vertical approach for platforming, because you're constantly getting deeper into the bottom of the mines, it also demands the player to think about the best way to shape the terrain. As strange as it may sound, for the most part of SteamWorld Dig games, the player has power over the creation of the level design itself. And as a bit of a pro tip and a heads up, don't leave the room that you're in yet if you're not fond of the openness of creation-based games. SteamWorld Dig 2 is not one of those. Even though you can shape your surroundings, many different things will tailor your path. The many hazards you'll encounter are just some examples. From acid and lava-filled pools to aggressive fauna and flora, Dorothy must choose the best route to have the upper hand over the enemies and challenges. Each enemy has its own distinct behavior too, and must be dealt with caution to make things even more complicated. Some of them also have power over the environment and can do things such as opening huge pits to make the player susceptible to fall damage. The game's mining mechanic is very fun and in and of itself, but what makes the loot system extra satisfying is how it pays off. By returning to the main hub town of El Machino, or El Machino, you can sell your goods to Barnacle Jones for cold hard cash. In turn, you use this money to buy upgrades at Turtle Bucket's workbench. These upgrades are essential, but it's up to the player to decide which ones to go for first. A tougher pickaxe means you can dig more efficiently, saving time and getting you quickly out of jams when the going gets tough. A bigger backpack means fewer trips to the surface to trade your spoils, plus the chance for bigger payouts. Of course, you'll also want to improve your lamp to extend your visibility during trips, and your body armor so you can take more damage. This last bit is crucial because when Dorothy runs out of health, she's scrapped, and she must lose a portion of her health so when she's dug up to go adventuring again. This system puts players in a cycle of exploring, selling, upgrading, and returning to explore again, with enhanced abilities that make the exploration ever better. Because tubes are so frequent, it's possible to return to the surface every few minutes with a huge haul. The system feels extremely rewarding as soon as you enhance your gear, and it makes you feel more powerful and better equipped to take on just about anything. It also makes hours of gameplay feel like they flow by in just minutes. The workbench also allows you to utilize cogs. They're rare items that are carefully hidden throughout the world in tough to reach spots or locations since they enable special upgrades. From enhancing the slots in your backpack with more space to improving the strength of your pressure bombs to giving you extra cash when you defeat enemies. SteamWorld Dig 2 takes everything that made its predecessor so loved, gives us even more of it, puts it hand in hand with plenty of new stuff, and fine-tunes the entire experience in such a way that it just feels as though it was meant to be. It doesn't stray too far from the formula, but does what it does best, and it does it with such sheer perfection that it's hard to see how it can be topped. Given how great this game is, I fully expect that the team at Image & Form are working on a SteamWorld Dig 3, and I can't wait. But until that day arrives, let's just enjoy the masterpiece that is currently one of the best, if not the best, eShop game of 2017, and a vital part of any Nintendo Switch library. SteamWorld Dig 2 gets the Kasanova seal of approval. And that just about wraps up this video review of SteamWorld Dig 2 for the Nintendo Switch. I really want to thank Image & Form Games for giving me the opportunity to review this game, as well as SteamWorld Heist, the Ultimate Edition, because, you know, I'm a fan of the publisher, I enjoy the games, and I'm very grateful for the opportunity to be able to review their games. And not just their games, but other games from other publishers as well and other platforms, because, you know, as a kid growing up in the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s, one of the things I always wanted to do was be able to review games. I never knew how to do it. And now in 2018, 2017, 2016, when I first started YouTube, it's really become an opportunity, and I'm very grateful for it. And it's amazing. So anything can happen, you know. I'm just very grateful for that opportunity to be able to, you know, share something I love to do and be able to work with the people that develop these games, and it's truly a blessing. I'm very grateful for it. But with all that being said, how about you guys tell me what you think in the comment section below. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give it a thumbs down. If you want to state your prerogative on whether you did or didn't like it, it's up to you. I don't mind either way. And with that being said, thank you for watching. I'll catch you on the next one. Deuces, wow. too sweet, be the elite, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.
Got the spotlight, girl, you demand all the attention. Starry-eyed, maybe I need a new prescription. I see you on top of me, I'm having visions. While you spin it around, I'm getting dizzy, baby. Drop and roll,